gotta hear that.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. This is going to be for Star Trek Discovery, the mid-season finale. I'm also going to be just talking generally about my thoughts on Star Trek Discovery. But really what this is just an excuse to come out here because I've been absent for a little while because of some technical difficulties. Not the fun kind of technical difficulties. Not those like, oh no, not my Amazon technical difficulties. Not these kind of technical difficulties. Real technical difficulties. So I have kind of like a completely new setup here, so things might sound a little differently, both good and bad. So this is what it is. It's actually just a test of the emergency silliness system. This is only a test. But because it being a test, I figured, what the fuck? I've been wanting to come out and talk about Star Trek Discovery for a while here, since the premiere, where I kind of recapped the first episode, but I'm not going episode by episode. I want to talk about this in blocks. So now that the first half of the season is over, what are my thoughts? Am I looking forward to the second half? Am I excited for season 2? What have I been thinking about it from a week-to-week basis? I'm going to get into all of that. But I'm not alone. I'm never alone when I'm out here because occasionally, often, a lot of times, I have the best, the beautiful, the wonderful, the live motherfucking chat. The live motherfucking chat. Hello, we got Broke Black Man, we've got Echo in there, we've got K Rich. Tess, this is only a testicle of the emergency testicle system. So I hope you guys can hear me all right, and I apologize if I ask that a few times here and there, or if we have some audio problems around the way as I get used to this new setup. A couple weeks ago, when I was streaming with Tony about The Walking Dead and the last podcast I did with Joe, I was dealing with some technical difficulties. And again, not the fun kind, so yeah, I'm like on the stream going, the shit isn't working. What's not working, motherfucker? I got a new chair. I don't like this chair. But as I said, I'm not alone. We have with us the live motherfucking chat. Is the live chat there? And all I see is myself with some scrolling bullshit. Oh no, it's going to scroll past it eventually. It's going to scroll past it eventually. I just set this up backwards. But yes, so I'm here generally to talk about Star Trek Discovery, what I think of this first half of the season, test out this new setup a little bit. So it's really great of anyone to pop on in here. And also, I've been absent on these Friday afternoon streams for a while just because of some shit going on, or some shit going on a Thursday and not going on a Saturday. So I didn't want to clusterfuck. I mean, there's only so much of my stupidity people can handle before it's just your head's going to explode into insane bits and scatter across the fucking universe. I just need to have some sex in the chat. Hey, great to see you. Hey, great to see Bro, great to see Carriage. Great to see all of our friends that happen to be able to pop on in here of this unannounced, silly stream. You know, right when I say that, I want to be able to just pull out the silly string and spray you all with it. Spray! Okay, enough of that shit. Good to see Felicia. STD, Section 31, you will comply. Oh, fuck. Okay, so first of all, let me get general broad strokes. Coming off the first couple of episodes of Discovery, which were setting up the real show, which is once we get on to the Discovery, I've been very much entertained with this season. I do feel like there was a certain point in the middle part of the season that I don't know if different people started to work on the show or they started to get more into a natural flow with the writer's room or something like that. But in the episode where, and I don't have the episodes in front of me, this is all kind of just going from memory here in some ways. The only recap I have was of the most recent one. But the episode in which the captain was, where Lorca, whatever his name is, was in the prison, in the Klingon prison thing. And when we add that other character into the mix, I think he added a lot of chemistry. He humanized Sasha's, Michael's Vulcan character, and I started to feel a little bit more chemistry within the cast. And I also like how, at first, I kind of had some fears that the show would be all bam, bam, bam every single week and not really take time to explore the different characters that we have and the different dynamics. the episode that we had last week, I believe it was, where it was Saru and Michael and the pilot guy, Tom Paris 2.0, or whatever his name is, Poe Paris or something, Poe Paris is that his name? Whoever that guy is, when the three of them were on the planet and we sort of got a little bit more into who Saru is and all of his sort of mental mind games that were going on, I like that. And I like that the show can take its time and really explore. I like the introduction of the comedic character from the original series, the guy with the beard and stuff, when he took over the ship in that one episode too. And we get into sort of like a causality loop where we just see all the members of our crew die constantly, where he just keeps killing Lorca over and over and over again. I love Lorca as a character. I think he is an exceptionally well-done captain, and I see why this series decided to focus on the first officer and see things mainly through Sasha's perspective instead of focusing on him, even though he is an extremely compelling character. I think, in general, there isn't a extreme amount of chemistry going on the cast in the sense of the way they all interact, but I love the stories and I love the way it's going. And it keeps me interested. Even though I still don't like the way the Klingons look. They still look like Rieman's bad fucking plastic masks that you might see on Troma films. And listen, I don't have any problem with Troma films. But when I'm paying for my CBS All Access, ding, CBS All Access comment. When this is like a high budget show like this, like, come on, the Klingons, they still look like shit. Or it's not helping. Time's not helping with the Klingon thing. I like how we feel when we're in the Klingon scenes through the most of the season, and I like some of the backstory Klingon stuff, but I can't help but be taken out of the scene every single time because of the way that they necessarily look. It's just tough for me. But it doesn't take away from my enjoyment of the show, maybe a little bit from those Klingon scenes that I think while I'm watching it. And again, it's a me problem, not necessarily, because not everyone's going to have this problem. But while I'm watching it and the Klingon scenes come up, I start feeling bad. I start feeling like I'm missing out on something. I start feeling like, holy shit, if these scenes, these Klingons, these creatures, they looked like normal Klingons and we're going through these same scenes, or if the redesign was a little different and looked just a little bit better, then I would love what the fuck was going on. Because I do like all the interactions, the quest for power that we're getting, the change of the way just the whole scenes and the way they're filmed look completely different when we're in the Klingon situation as opposed to when we're in Federation stuff. I was going to say Union. But I just don't like the way they look, and I can't get over it. I try to get over it, but I can't get over it. Oh shit, I just got like a power surge pop. Fuck. Hey, Red Walrus. Mud, thank you, Critch. K-Rich. Porgs of the new fur. Still calling her Sasha like I call Reed Vampire Bill. Make sure you guys, thank you. The potato chip that was still in my throat from before I started this podcast reared its ugly crumb. You ugly fucking crumb. Oh, see, that's why I'm too loud. I'm too loud. I need to turn myself up in the headphones so I can hear myself better and turn my volume down. I'm just too damn loud. I'm like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. I'm sorry, sir. Your band's just too damn loud. Hello? Oh, we got Devin in the live motherfucking chat right now. How's it going, buddy? Great to see the fucking... I was just gonna... I don't even know where I was just gonna say the fucking Devin. Can someone fuck Devin? Can someone get on that and give that man some side butthole? But great to see the wonderful, amazing... Atheism is Unstoppable in the live motherfucking chat. I can't wait to check out your new podcast whenever you get that up and running. I gave my vote for name. Anyway, it's great to see everyone in the live motherfucking chat. Laurel, the female Klingon with the scar in her face, looks quite awesome, not mentioning her boobs. Hey, great to see Lady Wolferton in the live chat. Great to see Brooke Blackman. Great to see JW Flux. A big fucking wet hug. You know, like in a very sensible wet hug. You know, to Devin. Great to see Klingon pre-cataclysm. Only smaller breeds survive. Oh, dude, you're fucking amazing, dude. So before I go too far down the road of this particular episode, I'll let you out of my fucking room, okay? Get the fuck out, pussy. No one wants you in here anyway. So I had to get my pussy out of the room. So I have been enjoying this series a great deal. I think it's dark. I think the storylines have weight to it. I don't necessarily love the Spore storyline. I know that's a big part of the whole thing, but for me, it's almost like watching a prequel series. It's not almost like watching a prequel series. It's almost like it is like watching a fucking prequel series where I know this technology doesn't exist in the future. So it's just like a ticking time bomb of watching how long before the shit it doesn't work anymore. And I think as we're going to get to spoilers of the mid-season finale, maybe that will be the point that we get to at the end of the mid-season finale where just that technology doesn't work anymore. So what I like better is I like the acting on it in general, and I like the storylines. I like the dark sort of Star Trek ongoing storyline kind of thing that's going on with it. I enjoy, for the most part, most of the way that the stories of each episode flow, in the way it all interacts with each other and sort of holds true to what's going on from episode to episode. And there's a good flow, but it's not... There are still episodic points of it where you could watch one episode and kind of get a feel for what's going on. And I think it started to get better and better as it went on. Maybe towards the end, episode 7 wasn't as good as episode 8 or something like that. But I feel like the series keeps picking up momentum as we headed towards the mid-season finale. So I'm actually really excited about it. I know we seem to be in this fucking place with Star Trek fans where it's I like the kid, I'm a Trekker. I'm a Trekkie. I like Seth MacFarlane's show, The Orville. I like Discovery. And it's a little less than it was at the beginning, but even still now I see, fuck that show. I watched Orville. I can't watch that. I watched Discovery. Orville's stupid. Like, whichever side of it you go on, I'm just going to say this. If you are a Star Trek fan and you like this sort of shit, if you don't, you can tell me to go fuck myself and go hang myself up by my fucking self-righteous Star Trek loving ass. Whatever. Rip my balls up, choke me, throw me out a fucking window, and kick me in my balls repeatedly. I don't give a shit, but I fucking feel lucky right now. If I like Next Generation, which I do, I have the Orville, which has slowly but surely metamorphosized into Star Trek Next Generation, another ship in the fleet. Like, at first it was like a little bit like that, but I'll talk about that, the mid-season. We have 2 more episodes of that before the mid-season finale, and I'm going to talk about that too and get Joe on here to do a review of that series. But with Discovery in both shows, with Orville, I really do get that feel, especially in the back half episodes when the jokes seem fewer and fewer and the shit that's happening is more episodic to a Star Trek Next Generation. Discovery, STD, just stick it around with me. No matter how many times I scrape off that STD, it keeps coming back. It sticks with me a little bit longer. The storylines feel a little bit more textured to me. Feel like it might be prequel-ish. Well, again, I'm saying ish. It is a fucking prequel, whatever. But it still feels like it's treading on new ground to me, the way that they're telling stories. Like, it's trying new Star Trek story tactics while still feeling like, I guess, Deep Space Nine late series Enterprise and something new cinematic, taking some elements from the JJ shit that works. If you're into it or not into it, whatever. Just some of the stylistic choices from a visual standpoint. I tend to like the 90s era better, but that's because I'm fucking stuck in there. Look at my fucking... it's Wayne's World, party time. I mean, I'm fucking stuck in a generation. I'm a fucking... a relic from the 90s in some level. But ultimately, so I appreciate that look and feel a little bit better, but it's not enough to take away enjoyment from me, especially not in the... except for maybe the Klingon factors. Anyways, who's the post-traumatic relapse is worse, Reek or the dude from Star Trek? I say the dude from Star Trek when it really comes down to it. He's gonna be fucked from all that sort of shit. He's just gonna be constantly plagued from being forcibly fucked by a fucking Klingon. And who knows what she ingrained inside of him. She might have put him the urge to kill Frank Drebin in there or something like that. Who knows? It's fucking scary if you think about it. Walking David, great to see you, buddy, in the live motherfucking chat. Phil's Clubhouse, no pussies allowed. Plumber, hey everyone, Wind River, not a good watch. Reek has a better storyline, but Ash's performance was quite good. His performance was really good. Do a Star Trek trivia, Phil. At some point, that could definitely happen. Felicia says, I like the Orville, but I don't watch Star Trek, so I don't have the nerd outrage everyone is expressing. Huge Star Trek fan, love Orville 2 and Discovery. Me too. I just love both series, and I think compared to the fucking dark ages that we're stuck in from being a Star Trek fan in those, because of what Enterprise, because the inappropriate way Enterprise and Nemesis touched people. I don't want to be touched like that. Fuck me. Fuckity, fuck. Because of all those inappropriate ways those shows touched people, because of that, Star Trek was cast off into obscurity for a long time. And the closest thing I could get to new Star Trek would be like watching episodes of Futurama or something like that. So, which is great. I'm not down in Futurama. I'm just saying we were in a real fucking tough place, dude. Dude, we're in a tough place. Yeah, I'm fucking out of my element here, Donnie. But right now, I'm glad, and I'm going to stop bitching about this because now we're getting 2 seasons of it. Both shows have been renewed for season 2. So all my bitching and moaning actually helped the situation out. It did. Yeah, I'm not taking credit. I'm not fully taking credit, but about 95% taking credit for the fact that both these shows are a success. It's all about me and all about how I'm telling people to, love both fucking shows. So, I'm not saying you can't like one better than the other. So think one is shit or one is not shit or something like that. I'm talking about some that argue that they don't even watch one or the other because of X, Y, and fucking Z. Like, watch something. Have someone do something to you before you decide whether you like it or not in some cases like that. Like, I want to see something. I want something spilled, splashed, pushed. I had to go to just gonna make some random place up. I had to go to the Corn Palace to know I love the Corn Palace. I didn't know I loved the Corn Palace before he stepped in there. I didn't know I'd fucking hate the fucking tilter wheel or the fucking teacups. I fucking hate the teacups. But I'm not going to sit there and go, I'm never going to go in the teacups. I'm never going to do it. When I was a kid, I thought about that. I was like, I'm not going to like this. I don't like when someone spins me on that fucking swing. You know when those assholes grab you and your cousin's like, I'll push you in the swing. And instead of pushing you, they spin you up and then you just go, in fairness, I enjoy that to a certain extent too. But I was, they had some fun with me. I was. They were like, you got a purty mouth. Let's spin you and shit. So they were spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. So I knew I didn't like that sensation. But then I went to like Canopy Lake Balls Park or something like that, and I went there, played with my balls. And they were like, go on the teapot. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go with those fucking things. I'm not gonna like them. But I did anyways. And then I fucking vomited. And then I knew. I knew. I took it in. I let it do me. I let it feel me. I let it penetrate my body and my emotions in every possible fashion. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a while since I came out here, as you can tell. Right? Especially in this kind of ridiculosity podcast. Fucking balls. The teacups are auto nightmare. I had a horrible experience. Devin, I shouldn't tell this to people, but if people want to kidnap and torture Devin and I for whatever reason, I think the best way to do it wouldn't be murder or kill or hurt someone we care, whatever. It would be putting us on the teacups. I appreciate that you feel that way too. Literally, the teacups are the worst. No, the roundup is maybe worse. That the one that just looks like a roulette wheel that you're standing up and it just spins and spins and spins. But the teacups, that's some kind of fresh hell there. The way it all moves and the way it, fuck, dude. That's why I could never be in Star Trek. I could never fly. I could never go on one of those NASA fucking, move you till you vomit thing. I would just vomit until I fucking exploded. The Dumbo ride route, the Dumbo ride at Disney fucking World. It's horrible, dude. Renwood, sorry I'm late. I have not watched the show, so what network is this on? Funny you say that. It's on CBS All Access. I have a feeling that at some point, once the season's over, they will show all the series on CBS proper. But I highly recommend pirating the fuck out of this show. I'm fully supporting that. I'm not saying I do that, but I'm saying if you want to do that, We fully support that kind of activity here in the Issues program. Because it's fucking funny. The new series is being well received. I like all of it. Can you tell me why I should watch Orville? It's pretty funny. I think there's a lot of people that don't like Star Trek that are enjoying it. Why else? If you enjoy Star Trek The Next Generation, you kind of want more of that kind of feel. It definitely feels like Seth MacFarlane's version of that. I personally, I just don't like Family Guy. I don't like American Dad. I kind of like Ted. In some of the early seasons of Family Guy had some funny shit, but it's not his sense of humor doesn't click with me. The show itself is more geared towards people that know about Star Trek and that sense of humor rather than Seth MacFarlane humor. It's lighthearted. It's not for everybody. But if you want something kind of like lighthearted sci-fi fare, something that's not very serious, episode to week, you can pick out any episode, see some fun cameos like Charlize Theron's in an episode and some other people here and there pop up. It's hard to recommend it because it surprises me how many the people that like it, and it doesn't surprise me, but it's very fluctuates, the people that like it and don't like it. Some people expect it to be Seth MacFarlane humor, and it's not really. A couple points here and there, but Rob Lowe makes a guest appearance on it. It's funny, but I enjoy it more not for its humor because it doesn't always make me laugh. The humor is kind of I could take it or leave it on it, to be honest with you. It's the Star Trek-iness of it that gets me because it feels like, oh, fuck, this is another ship in the Star Trek The Next Generation fleet with slightly more shit-talking, if that makes sense. So, there's that. It's, get a fire stick. It's in Cody. It's the bomb. Phil, pirate that shit. You know, I'm just saying. Love you too, Texter. Love you too. So as I continue down this pittering pace of life, see, I need to keep my fucking settings in the right who's a what's it's. Sorry, as I'm figuring out, I mentioned this before, I'm figuring out my new settings. Let's see. So Star Trek Discovery in this first half of episodes, I feel like I like 95% of it. Again, one last time, the only thing I don't like really, and it's get the fuck over it, asshole, already, the fact that the Klingons look like Swamp Thing. I can't personally get past that, but it doesn't take away from my enjoyment of the show. It's a thing. It's a thing I gotta deal with. You know, there's just certain shit you got to deal with. If I was Andy Dufresne climbing through that fucking tunnel, I'd climb through that shit. I'd massage that shit into my body to get through that fucking tunnel to get out. It doesn't matter. And for the cool Star Trek storyness factors, we're getting a captain that isn't fucking so happy and so whatever, and also isn't two-dimensional like Archer. And I guess that's my biggest thing comparatively to the last two Star Trek series, less so for Voyager, more so for Enterprise. I feel like some of the characters at times can be a little bit two-dimensional, whereas in Discovery, I do feel like I understand all these characters in general, except for maybe some of the side characters that are just there for window dressing. Oh, we got a robot there. We got someone that's about to say, it's a trap right there, or something like that. There's a couple of characters here and there intermixed that don't seem like they're really interdeveloped. That being said, to go back to Orville for a second, I'm saying not to do comparisons, I'm doing comparisons. I will, again, talk more about that. I think that show has better cast chemistry between the members of the cast. And there's another reason, Devin, to watch the show. It's called Alara, or I think that's her name, Ilaria or something like that. She's definitely an excuse to watch the show, and her most recent episode is awesome with her. I'm sorry, I'm reading a text message of someone who's saying lots of inappropriate things to me right now. Thank you very much. I appreciate you wanting to do that. It makes me feel very good. I do have a Snapchat if you want it. I think it's I'm kidding. But no, I appreciate that, and I too enjoy Star Trek Discovery. People are like, wait! I want to hear. I want to hear what they're saying. They're just talking about where they like to. How they want to make me their Klingon servant boy. It's something to that effect. Sick prick. So now you see this. You want to know how to make me feel uncomfortable and pause. People want to know how to make me shut up. I guess it's like making dirty comments to me makes me turn bright red and say, "Oh shucks, miss." You can add me at Garrick Quark on Snapchat. Everyone wants to feel pretty. It's true. Have a good night, Jen. Great to see you. Have an awesome fucking weekend. It's funny you say that, Felicia, because so many people were, happy with the STD-ness of it all. we're having an embarrassment of riches with making the joke of STD, but they actually do have a different abbreviation for Star Trek Discovery. It's like I think it's STD, like DISC or something. But let's cut through the shit sandwich here. We know that at this point there was a moment in the writer's room where they were like,
listen, well, I just noticed that you want to call this series Star Trek Discovery. The initials are STD.
And then some guy's like, yeah, we can be like, our tagline can be, it sticks with you, like herpes. Star Trek Discovery, or STD, it sticks to you like herpes. They're trying to push the disco ball thing, like Star Trek Disco, and it's like, no, you decided to name your show Star Trek Discovery, TNG, Star Trek Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, DS9, VOY Voyager, ENT Enterprise. Sorry, motherfuckers, it's STD. Your mama named you STD. I'm gonna name you STD. Your name ain't no Muhammad Ali, so go fuck yourself. Space, herpes, space, herpes. I was just doing I got some space, herpes. Oh wait, this is better, and then I can do, la, you got some space, motherfucker. And I know, thank you, Ren. I almost considered waiting and binge watching the entire series of that before it came out, but yes, in fact, we have the first episode the first episode. The season of The Punisher was released today as well, so can't wait to watch that. So let's get into this. Excuse me. Let's listen to some music. Okay, it's time for the recap. Well, let's listen to a little bit more music so I can eat a sandwich quickly.
I had to watch fire for a goddamn drink. Borg and Dominion making me cry. Future of the Federation Cardassian must die. Alright, Jean-Luc Picard. Cisco, Janeway, Archer. Just sitting in a captain's chair. Just sitting in the captain's chair. Just sitting in the captain's chair. Just sitting in the captain's chair.
Excuse me. Excuse me, Captain. Excuse me, motherfuckers. So here I am, I'm back. I'm not back yet. Now I'm back. No, now I'm not back. What the fuck? Like, turn this off. I'm so fucking out of practice. I'm like, push a button here, push a button there. I'm so out of practice for these Friday streams. I'm so out of a loop. It's weird. You change one piece of, if you do something, whether you're cooking something or you're making something, you're fucking trying to talk to fucking people, like you're trying to be an idiot talking to people on the fucking podcast. If you change one element of the way you do things, like it all started with my microphone that I was using for fucking years, kind of just being like, I gotta get a new microphone. I have a fucking gift certificate to fucking on Amazon. Let me just buy a new fucking microphone. So I got a new microphone and it like destroyed all my whole shit. So then I had to replace every piece of equipment to make this work again. So now I'm working and I'm figuring out new problems as time goes on, but I do appreciate your patience and sorry I keep bitching about that. You're like, I don't give a fuck about this, dude. We don't fucking help you out. Like, do we help you out on Patreon? Do we fucking do the super chat motherfucking bullshit just to listen to you bitch about this? Shut up. Okay. Yeah, you do. No, I appreciate that. So yeah. So thank you for listening. This is section 31. Put down that sandwich and do the recap. You will comply. Oh shit. And then we also, I think I heard, oh no, I can't. I was just going to move my Borg toy that I have up there and go, resistance is futile. But shit just would have fell down. So one last thing. I'm not sure what my favorite episode was leading into this season finale, but there were so many episodes I did enjoy a great deal. And the season finale was definitely up there. The show just kept getting better. And as I mentioned once, that prison, the episode of which that Lorca went to prison and came back was the changing point in the season where I think things started to get really, really good. It started to feel more Star Trek, if that made sense. They just seemed to like a coordinator came in and goes, this is how you can make things more Star Trek, here. And it sort of picked up from that point. And I really do like the way that the series went from that point on. Not that I didn't like the stuff that came before, but it felt slightly different. Like it was still figuring out its space legs. And I feel by the midpoint of this season, towards the end half, is when the show really started to fucking cook. And culminated at where a really good conclusion to this immediate arc. I'm extremely curious to see how everything goes with Lorca and the Admiral and all of that. That whole episode with the two of them and seeing how far he will go to manipulate people and seeing him as a manipulator as we start right off the beginning of this episode. It's with Lorca again, just disobeying Starfleet superiors, not giving a fucking shit. The ship of the dead had gone into the orbit of this Peacenik planet. And it's not Ryza or something, but it's Palo Alto or something, the planet. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Para Belhem or something. So they deliver a message to the crew to assemble on the Discovery's bridge. They have to return to Federation Starbase and let Cole and his Klingon forces destroy the tactically important technology of these Paho whatevers. So then Saru's like, listen, dude. You know when Saru's advising you to go into danger, you should really do it. Saru's like, dude, like these people are like these are fucking hippies, dude. You want to fuck with these like you're gonna let the Klingons go fuck up a bunch of hippies, dude? Like come on, that's just crossing a line, man. And Lorca's like, nope, this is what we need to do. And Lorca kind of protests, but he says the Vulcan throws that Vulcan bullshit back at you. I tell you what, dude. If I'm in a situation like this and I'm fucking it's someone's life important and a fucking Vulcan gets in my ass and starts talking shit to me, like I'm like in that just like laid back. What? Like, have you ever gotten into a fight with someone and it's like worse than someone screaming at you when they're just sitting there like, yeah, how's that feel? Yeah, how's losing your mind feel? What? It's like I just wanted to kill those people. Like if you get into an argument with me, yell back at me. Don't give me passive aggressive Vulcan bullshit. I'll lose, or maybe I'm just like telling you how to piss me off. Like I like when someone yells at me. It makes me feel like home. It's like, Mom, you know, I make it feel great. Like yell the fuck at me. Give me that fucking condescending Vulcan bullshit. I want to choke you the fuck out. Where is he? He's covered up right now. Where's the Cisco? And that gets dealt with in a Deep Space Nine episode where the Cisco just has no patience for Vulcans. And you see it a little bit in Trials and Tribulations, where he gets pissed off that Dax is attracted to Spock, but then you see why a little bit more in Take Me Out to the Holosuite episode. It's great seeing. A lot of people don't like that episode, but what I like about it is to kind of add that different dynamic to the Vulcans and make them sort of these almost without even having to say it. The reason why Spock's so awesome is because he's like the cool Vulcan. He's the one that doesn't treat the humans like they're tiny. And I guess Sarek too, to a certain extent as well. Let's jump to the live shot. I have section 31. Put that on that sandwich. Structure is unnecessary. Without order, you're left with chaos. Chaos is a ladder. Good one, Critch. Phil, can you teach me about the Star Trek guns they use? Those things are atomized dudes. Has it always been like that? I don't know if it's always been like that. I don't know if we've had a lot of detailed description of that. I'm trying to remember with First Contact when we see more of like the rifle type situations. I think because it's a past technology and we're getting it more as a bridging the gap till we get to the ultimate phaser technology that we get in the original series. Do you think that with weapons like that, people would utilize shield technology to avoid getting smoked in an instant? Absolutely. In fact, if you look to... I'm being so Star Trek geeky today. If you look to the Borg, and what makes the Borg such a formidable enemy for the Federation later on is that they adapt to that kind of technology, and they have these self-propelling force field sort of shits that allow you to kind of protect you from those phasers disintegrating you. Now, I want to say in some Star Wars video games or Star Trek video games as well, they do that with phaser fire kind of situations where they give people personal shield units to... Because I do think eventually, if that technology became a real thing, people would get, disruptor vest type things, the bulletproof vest of those things. But I do think the stunning technology is something that, with so many different ways that I don't want to go on a fucking rant here about something that this isn't necessarily about, but ultimately, like, what the fuck, dude? With all the fucking minds in the world and all the technology, we should be working on phasers, try to elicit out all fucking these primitive fucking... that is just the extension of someone throwing a rock. There's two things I want to see in the future. I want every toilet to be one of those wash my ass toilets, because why do I have to use fucking toilet paper in 2017? And why don't we have fucking phasers, okay, that can stun people and just get Superman to collect... I know I'm a fucking idealist hippie, but fucking shove me down the fucking toilet. Get Superman to collect all the weapons, throw them into the fucking sun, and give people stun weapons. Like, I know I'm living in the utopian Star Trek fucking world, and I'm not trying to make this about something it isn't, anything about Star Trek, but really, that's like the most, it's so logical. But anyways. Yeah, set your toilet to the heart of the stun. Adaptation is futile. Where are the flying cars? Those fucking guys lied to us. Yeah, flying cars, hoverboards, phasers, instead of these fucking lead rock bullshit fucking things that we have now that are just fucking a nightmare. But just stun. Then if you want to kill someone later because they're an asshole or they fucking committed mass genocide or some fucking shit like that, then we can make the decision afterwards. But then we can just stun them first. Until we get metahumans, I think that's going to be fine. Anyways, sorry. This soap... And let's play... Dun 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 dun. This soapbox moment is brought to you by my ass. When you're an ignorant hippie like me, every once in a while you have to offer up your peacenik ways. So, everybody, thank you for listening to my bullshit. Off the soapbox. Oh yeah? Get off the soapbox, you motherfucker. Ooh, baby, touch it. Stick your finger in your soapbox bum. Ooh, baby, I just licked my microphone. It's better than my balls. Okay, enough of that. So, back to Star Trek now. But I totally just licked my microphone or licked my pop filter, and it made me feel all funky inside. So, okay, so Lorca protests, but really he's deceiving Star. I don't know. I was talking about her earlier, Devin. There's some characters we haven't really met yet. We have the robot thing that kind of looks like a character that we have on Orville. And then we have the girl that seems like the fifth. I call her the Fifth Element girl because I don't know her character's name because she seems to have like some bionic implant inside her head or something. I don't think we've actually met those characters yet. And that's one of, I don't know if it's a strength or a weakness on Discovery. I haven't decided yet that the focus is on like a smaller group of characters, that our main prime group is Michael, the redhead, sort of like a B-level character, Michael's boyfriend that I'm blanking on his name. Someone said it in the live chat earlier, Lorca and Saru. Everybody else is sort of, and then the doctor and the engineer. But even they aren't as like focused. The doctor isn't as focused. The engineer is. So there's still so many people on the bridge and on the cast that we haven't mined. I hope we get into that more in season 2. And that they've been in there in place and then they become more of a factor as time goes on, as has happened in other Star Trek series as well, with someone like Eddington or someone like, so with some other characters, Ro or Wesley or whatever. I mean, they started off a little bit more subtle and then they became bigger focused characters. Yeah, her name is Bridge Icon. I don't know, but the Orville doesn't have the makings of a varsity athlete. Of all the funny things that sort of picked up on the show, like when I was doing one of the trivia host things, and someone goes, "Phil doesn't have the makings of a varsity game show." Like the fact that we took that from The Sopranos and are using that, like I love it. It's more of a reason, if not, that I love you guys in the live motherfucking chat so much. Corey Mitchell, great to see you, buddy. Great to see you. I'm gonna put this on here. I'm going to put this on there. It's just, in case I lick it again, I think I'd rather lick that than lick the metal of a microphone. Yes, I forgot to mention this. If anybody does have any voicemails or text questions about Star Trek Discovery or anything I might want to talk about at the very end, you can leave me a voicemail or a text at 781-990-8509. You can also email me at igotissuesman@gmail.com. Lots of other ways you can find us on Facebook, on Twitter at igotissuesman. Search Phil's Recap and Review on Facebook. Message me that way. And you can also find me on Snapchat at Garrick Quark. Yes, Star Trek Garrick and then Quark, my two favorite Star Trek characters. So I do like to lick, broke. I like to lick it before I stick. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Okay, so after about an hour or so, but really he deceives the brass. Lorca says that the warp speeds won't be expected back at Starbase for 3 hours, so that gives them ample time for Discovery crew to come up with a solution to stop the Klingon ship. So after about an hour, all the guys get together, all the big team, Saru, Burnham, Scientific's Mind, Tyler's tactical prowess, and then they present plans to Lorca. Essentially, Saru and Burnham have determined that the Klingon ship's cloaking technology creates a small electromagnetic aberrations. So I'm reading someone else's recap. I think it might be like the EW recap or some shit like that. If anyone's read the article and go, "Hey, wait, you didn't write that." No, I didn't write that. I'm lazy. And if there exists a recap, like if I don't do a show right after I do it live, I'll never take notes if I don't have to. I'm a lazy man that can't spell or write. I'll happily. I want to one day, my dream is to make enough money to force somebody else to take notes for me. No, I'm kidding. That's my dream. That's my fucking dream. No. I mentioned that before. Sometimes we get messages of people that want to help out. If you ever know something I'm about to recap and you want to write a recap for us, email me privately at igotissuesman@gmail.com. A couple people have actually done that in the past, and I always appreciate it. If anyone ever wants to write the recap I read for the particular episode that I'm doing, I'll always read what you write. And I am like Ron Burgundy, where I read whatever's in front of me, so it could get hilarious. So they determined that the Klingon ship's cloaking technology creates a small electromagnetic aberration. If analyzed, they can create an algorithm to detect those the blips, the strips, the drips, and the dips. The plan presents some of the quandaries though. First, Discovery will need sensors placed on the ship of the dead. And like the sensor too, we get to later is like huge. They can't get. I mean, this is the future of now, and everything's so small. You're telling me the sensor can't be a little whatever. Discovery's baits to prompt the Klingons to decloak, at which point Burnham can covertly beam over to the ship and plant the sensors. The second hitch is tougher. Burnham says the acquiring sufficient data to create an algorithm will take days, which Discovery doesn't have. Lorca notes while they don't have days, they do have a spore drive. This is where things can get messy. Once he decides to disobey the orders, Lorca decides to talk to Stamets to visit the doctor in sickbay and get a full medical evaluation so that it can rationalize why not using the spore drives, but he wasn't expecting something bad to come back. They did get the medical evaluation, but it ends up being that something is horribly wrong with Stamets, which we've seen coming over the last couple of weeks. It's taking an awful toll on him. He has neurological damage. A little quick shout out to the band Neurological Damage, one of my favorite local rock bands, and the spiritual successor to that, Silver Beast. Stamets has undergone. He's not ready to play roulette with his brain, says the doctor. The captain ignores it and kind of tries to talk to Stamets and kind of appeals to him from a scientific standpoint. He's like, yeah, if you want to give a shit about your health, that's fine. But if you want to, really go where no man has gone before, you'll make this risky thing of doing 133 microtransactions just to unlock the just to unlock the Star Trek character. He has to do 133 micro jumps in quick succession with the spore drive so that Discovery can collect what normally would be days worth of data about the Klingon ship. Electromagnetic field. Stamets is naturally alarmed at the prospects of 133 blowjobs. 133 jumps far exceed the extent of which he previously used the spore drive. But Lorca knows how to motivate him by telling him to do it for science. And as he did in The Butcher's Knife and Care Not for the Lamb's Cry early in the season, Lorca appeals to Stamets' scientific curiosity, showing him that three-dimensional map that hints at a ship's usage of the spore drive and could network and discover all this unique stuff and have this link to what life is all about. He just gives him this huge speech. And Lorca convinces Stamets to participate. Soon after that, as they're getting worried, Stamets to launch Discovery's 133 spore jumps, Lorca gives a speech over the intercom, a big speech about making it happen. Let's go into the live motherfucking chat. Corey said, Phil just said something about Klingons being analyzed. Maybe I'm a moron, but after that second sentence, I was like, mass quantum physics, meta fiction? What, should I take another shot? I know, I totally started to get, I started to technobabble there a little bit. I'll rephrase a little bit different next time, Corey. The Who's a Mutsit did the Who's a Whatsit thing, and they need to do space junk to get the space junk going into the ship to cause that space junk to go zibbity zuba zuba and win the day. Make it so, Mr. Stamets. I'm probably the only one that plays Angry Birds. It's still going. Long time. Tom's in the live motherfucking chat. Brainwash Tom. Great to see everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me this afternoon for this unannounced stream. And yes, Ren, I'm drinking I only have to drink beer out of a straw because of some shit going on, and that stuff's getting a little bit better too. So, water feels good. Feels good. Just from Phil's description, I know I won't like this show. It's nothing against sci-fi space stuff. I love Battlestar Galactica, and I even like Stargate Universe. Star Trek is a show about discovering conversations with engineers who sound like they're working from the Geek Squad and talking about Apple's latest iOS update with brash captain who gets the job done through shit. Reckless regard of rules and a brotherhood of trust, familiarity formed with the crew, all while navigating moral dilemmas. Did I miss anything? And holodeck adventures and cute things that go squeak, squeak, squeak. No one puts ketchup on a hot dog. No one puts baby in the corner. JW Facts. I love you guys in the live motherfucking chat. You're fucking awesome. So Discovery reappears in the hippie orbit to launch their mission. Burnham and Tyler beam aboard the vessel using a pattern simulator to mask their human life signs as Klingons. That's fucking awesome. Note to discover once aboard the ship of the dead. Excuse me. I guess they. Anyways, I'm thinking about the episode Apocalypse Rising, I think it's called, on Deep Space Nine, where Cisco, Odo, Miles, and Worf need to go to a Klingon ship and need to mask their life signs as Klingons and stuff. Anyways, once aboard the ship of the dead, they plant the 2 sensors, which are fucking huge, and they unexpectedly notice a human life sign. And they too head to the ship's burial chambers, where they discover the Admiral Cornhull, not dead, but brutally beaten after last week's episode, just critically wounded and paralyzed from the waist down due to her war wounds. But the imprisoned L'Rell, which is in the Klingon chamber, Tyler sees her. He starts having an intense post-traumatic stress disorder, and it immobilizes him. Even when Burnham stuns L'Rell with a phaser, Tyler's crisis still is going crazy. He's tortured and was captured, and you can just see he's programmed in some way, and he's just freaking out. So as Burnham arrives on the Klingon ship's bridge, Discovery initiates the sequence of the 133 spore drive jumps. Culber, observing the immense physical toll on Stamets' body, urges Lorca to abort the process about halfway through. You keep him alive until he finishes the jumps, and unmoved Lorca replies. Trillions of lives are at stake. Now, Burnham, meanwhile, witnesses Core's astounding reaction to Discovery's movements. Officers are reporting that sensors detect the sabotage near the burial chamber. Suspecting that it might be L'Rell, Cole, I keep calling him Core. Cole orders his underlings to track the rogue Klingons down and cut off their legs. Now Burnham is camped on the wings and has a universal translator. And it communicates this, and we hear what they're talking in English. It's a cool switch up that they do here, that we can finally hear the Klingons talking. I do appreciate the Klingon language, but I don't mind the use of the universal translator in Star Trek, and just to be kind of like, okay, it exists. Let's not worry about this shit. Now, Cole thinks about the possibilities of jumping into warp. Burnham reveals herself, shooting at the Klingons on the bridge and telling Cole she wishes to talk. This device is a universal translator, and Cole's like, oh, it's just another way that you want to fucking stop us from being fucking Klingons. And the Klingon captain attempts to intimidate Burnham and telling her he's going to use Captain Georgina's Starfleet badge to pick his teeth, but she turns the table, questioning his honor, explaining that she was the one that killed Takuma earlier in the season. And he says, I thank you for it. And she goes, listen, dude, I challenge you to a one-on-one fight. I killed him. If you can kill me, let's do this thing. And he says, I agree. So they get ready to duke it out. They fight. Some other shit happens. Discovery has completed the 133 jumps. Saru, in a matter of minutes, devises the necessary algorithm. Simultaneously, the Klingon officer finds Cornwell and Tyler in the burial chamber. Using Tyler to think of Burnham, Cornwell helps the lieutenant break out of his post-traumatic stress disorder and repel the Klingons. Discovery beams Cornwell and Tyler back aboard, and I can't wait to see this play out with Lorca. Lorca they only show him for a second reacting to Cornwell coming back into the situation like, fuck, dude, I'm so fucked. That leaves only Burnham aboard the ship of the dead, and she thinks she takes Georgina's badge from Core's chest. She also transported to safety. She kind of grabs it in a weird sort. It's a fight. She's getting her ass kicked, but it's a fair fight. And she ends up stealing the badge of her late captain and transports to safety. Discovery destroys the ship of the dead, and the episode seems to head to a tidy conclusion of destroying this particular sect of the Klingon Empire. Tyrell offers Lorca the Legion of Honor, which Lorca offers to Stamets. Subsequently, I can't pronounce words today. The engineer says he'll perform one final spore jump to return Discovery to Starbase. And he says, no, don't do it. And he goes, no, I'm going to fucking do it. Now, the Klingon reinforcements are coming, and they're all going to come in and try to destroy Discovery, so decides to do it for the good of the crew. Tyler and Burnham are also connected, and Tyler opens up about the physical and psychological abuse that L'Rell inflicted on him. If no one had that happen, I wouldn't be on the ship with you, Burnham says, and the two share a tender kiss. As one might expect, the mid-season finale, however, things don't wrap up nightly. Tyler wakes up in the middle of the night and has a sexual dream about L'Rell, goes into the room, and she basically says, I'll never let them hurt you. I'll have you in command, and you will kill Frank Drebin. As the ship begins to shake after a jarring emotional kiss, he initiates the spore drive and eventually just writhes in agony. And it's just this like Bill and Ted moment, like when the thing is all fucked up before they put the chocolate can up on top and they fly off into the tubes of time. They pull him from it. Stamets babbles about seeing infinite permanent permeations. It seems connected to a larger predicament Lorca, Saru, and the rest of the crew now find themselves in. They haven't just jumped to the starbase, but to a mysterious corner of space called the Beta Quadrant, where they are surrounded by the debris of a Klingon wreckage. Now, Captain Saru says, I'm afraid I don't know where we are. And neither do we until fucking January. Awesome cliffhanger that they leave you on that Voyager-like cliffhanger of where the fuck is our crew. Concluded a storyline. This is how you do a cliffhanger correctly. You finish off the storyline that you're building all season while introducing a few other points and end it in a way that's like, fuck, what the shit is going on? Great episode of Star Trek Discovery. I'm excited. Let's go into the live motherfucking chat for a second. Phil on mute is a new experience. No, don't put me on mute. Catch it. It's just a matter of time till we get a live action Star Wars show, probably new Disney Netflix service. For information, Amazon confirmed that yes, they did. Yes, they motherfucking did. So let's get into this here. And so that is our episode of Star Trek Discovery. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Star Trek Discovery discussion. Let me go over here and check something out. And oh, thank you. Thank you so much. We have a text message that says, I'm loving Star Trek Discovery. Thank you for doing this. Hope you cover it more in the second half of the season. I hope to too. I will definitely cover at least the premiere and the finale if I don't do anything else. So let me play this. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in for this. And if you're just tuning in for Star Trek, now's the time to go. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, now that that's over with, I'm going to end things up with a slight other discussion here. And, by the way, I forgot to mention, if anybody does your shopping through Amazon, please start with our Amazon shopping link. It helps us out a little bit, but it definitely, what you add a bunch of pennies to a fucking jar, they eventually add up to something, whether it be a new microphone, a new cord, some way of paying, a bill for that particular month. So huge appreciation to everyone that's used it so far. Had over 100 people make conversions and stuff over that. So thank you to everyone that's been clicking on those links and doing your shopping through Amazon. So start all your Amazon shopping first with this link, and it should help us out. Still haven't figured out all the who's and what's about it, but it definitely helps out. You can also become a patron and get some access to some exclusive content, exclusive podcasts, and random silly videos. Thank you to everyone that's a patron right now and all the new people that have popped on. It's hugely appreciated. So now that all that happy horse shit's out of the way, let me put on a technical difficulties sign, and I want to talk about a couple things. No, this is the technical difficulties. No, that's not technical difficulties. Where are you, technical difficulties? There you go. There you go, motherfucker. So I want to talk a little bit about something, and this may or may not be used in another video, the audio of this. So bear with me, or at least a similar situation. This is my thought on why a Lord of the Rings series might be a bad idea. Now, my main problem with it is, what are they going to try to do? Are they doing this because the movies didn't quite cover every angle that they wanted to get to or that needed to be covered within the books? I know a lot of book purists of the Lord of the Rings series that feel like the movies missed a lot of points. Are they making this series to cover those things? Are they making it to feed off of the success of The Last Kingdom, Game of Thrones, Vikings, shows that might not have been necessarily possible if it wasn't for the successes of The Lord of the Rings? So now The Lord of the Rings is like, wait a minute, we need to get in there too. Or someone's thinking that we can make money off of this. Are they going to tell stories from the Sumerian, or are they going to just basically give us a watered down television version of the Lord of the Rings story? I'm very curious. I think it's going to be the latter, unfortunately. I'm hoping for the best with it, but I don't think it's something that's necessarily needed unless it's really going to take its time. And by take its time, I mean like 4 seasons for each book or something like that. Like not rushing through the material at all, like really taking your time and almost putting it page to screen, like point for point. and figuring out ways to do it. If you're doing it for that reason, then we could be on to something good. If they're doing it just to cash in on fantasy, history, like vibe, kind of medieval sort of, whatever you want to call the vibe that people are into right now, that people that you could try to make money off of, you know, the successes of the final season of Game of Thrones ending and people needing to find something else to get into till the game of, you know, some of those hungry fans needing to glob onto another show. I don't know. Analysis says, or no, Ian says, Amazon said they wanted a Game of Thrones blockbuster. Interesting analysis. The Amazon series isn't going to be the Lord of the Rings. It will cover before the Lord of the Rings. So post-Hobbit, before the Lord of the Rings. Is that enough stuff to warrant a series? Or is it just going to be like the Friday the 13th Nightmare on Elm Street adventures where it's like you just want to see Freddy and you're not seeing Freddy? So it's going to be like the Gotham of the Lord of the Rings? Is that what it's going to be? Is that a correct way of, is that the correct expression? JW says, I'm cautiously optimistic. If they do an adaptation that's on mark with the books, I'm all for it because Liv Tyler is fucking bullshit. Musta Zaza Binks Mordor I Lakakakao. The stories are similar and have just as much stuff in the Lord of the Rings. Oh, cool. I mean, if they're going to go that right, we're going to hear stuff about like the foundation of the Balrog and all that stuff. How, you know, that guy that was even scarier than Sauron, that like Sauron was just his little bitch and stuff. And we're going to find out like it's going to be focused on characters like that in a maybe an American God sort of way, like focusing on that, like that sort of period of time. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it because I need to be okay with it. But that would make me mildly okay with it. Yep. Morgoth, the true evil lord. Yeah, the guy that makes Sauron seem like a pussy, right? That the Balrog was like his pet. Morgoth was a real sick fuck. If they go into that stuff, which I'm less familiar with but do have a passing knowledge of, if they go into that stuff and that's an area of the Lord of the Rings that hasn't been mined, I think a television show is a great medium for it. Again, if they're going for to just kind of capitalize off on a certain thing, it's going to come through in the program. They need to get someone that loves this material and really kind of puts their all emotion into it and understands it on a deep level. They need to get analysis to run the series. Analysis of Thrones in our live motherfucking chat right now. That's who we need to run this fucking series. Damn, left with people still walked into my house and closed the laptop is yelling at me. My closed laptop is yelling at me. I'm sorry, Felicia. TV series will be set in Middle Earth. This adaptation will explore new storylines preceding the J.R.R. Tolkien's The Fellowship of the Ring. Quixote's like, Phil, don't encourage him. Hey, he's great at graphic arts. He's got an understanding and a love for the source material. I think Analysis in the live motherfucking chat is the perfect person to helm this new series. Mm-hmm. That's what I think, Quixote. So, everyone, I am going to start to wrap things up. Thank you to everyone that joined me this afternoon for this audio test / podcast. Appreciate all the awesome comments, all the awesome fun in the live motherfucking chat, and everyone that checked this out for the Star Trek review, and then my little thoughts on Game of Thrones. Not Game of Thrones. Hey, wait, what was I talking about? See, I'm doing it. Lord of the Rings television series. I'll be back this Sunday with Joe Dirty Locks to recap a Negan-centric episode of The Walking Dead and also get Joe's thoughts on the previous episode. I'm sitting back laughing. Oh, thank you. It's the only thing clean. I also have to finish my fucking finish my laundry. It's the only thing that's clean. The walking lame. Yes, the walking lame, as some people refer to it. But yes, I'll be back again this Sunday. You guys are fucking amazing. and absolutely analysis. If once that gets going, if you want to pop on in, you're more than invited. We'll talk about that more as we get closer to the actual series starting. Phil, when's the next house tour? I want to see more of that pussy. I will do another tour and another handheld stream pretty soon to kind of show you guys the new equipment and all of that when you least expect it. Yes, when you least expect it, I will. Watch yourselves, folks. But no, I will be back more often. The last couple of weeks, since my computer died, it's been sort of like one thing after another trying to get my thing back and going. So I've had trouble getting out here. But as the winter comes and I have less time to go out, I'm gonna try to stream more and more often. Some more house tours, some more handheld action. More of bringing some guests into the house and into studio as well for some podcasts. Top 10 Zelda game streams. Yep, absolutely. Everyone, I will be back very soon. Talk to you guys next time. Where's some fucking music? Play some fucking music, asshole. Just do it and be done with you. Welcome back, everyone, to Phil's Recap and Review. I can't play that music at the end of the show. It just doesn't feel like an end. It feels like a beginning. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Grab your sword and shield. It's a stolen horse, it's real. It's Groundhog Day on a 3-day course. Final man starts to strafe. Keeps his weapon. If you wanna be safe, run around like a stick in the mud. In the fairy rains, in the mouths of floods. It's funny how evil can push politeness. You can't fight. It's a time crisis. A bomb shoot Dooku scrub. It's a Zora in a Goron run. The magic handbook keeps the force. Try to hunt up the dreams of the worst. Free man Zach Bud, see the world's enough. Bunny hood flying is the tri power one. If you wanna be this villain, gotta stretch the course. Collect them all, get the fierce deity torch, but trust me, Majora's worse.
Zelda DLC is coming real soon.
Skull Kid on top of the world. Skull Kid, that's Skull Kid. Skull Kid on top of the world. Skull Kid, that's Skull Kid. Skull Kid on top of the world.
It should be out within a month, is what I'm thinking. I don't know if they've announced a date, but didn't they say December? Or didn't they say at the end of the year? And we're getting there. We're in fucking November already. It's got to be coming soon.
Underestimated, it's a potion in his hands. Link to the past, regrow the plan. Vaccine in an olden shine. Last game, all he ever did was whine. The princess will be reaped. Shifty eyes, all tripping along. Spooky like that Wonka song. Last time I need a source of pain.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. Or, no, it's not Phil's Recap and Review. It's the fucking Issues program. I'm flip-flopping, slip-slopping, talking about my fucking popping, going across the sky until I drop, picking up my dick until it flops. I'm drunk, I'm skunk, I'm fucking bullshit. I want to punch my face in the dick. What am I even talking about right now? It's because it's the Issues program. No one knows what I'm talking about. All it matters is I'm talking stream of consciousness. I'm reaching out inside me in the deepest parts of my body and exposing myself to extreme lights of extreme obscenities. It doesn't even matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about. This guy over here that stepped in front of me in line, I ain't gonna kick him in the fucking balls and eat shit to his douchebag's ass. I don't know. It stops right there, but it doesn't ever flop, and it doesn't ever poop, and it doesn't ever drop. Fuck, man. I need an Issues program.
Break it down one time for me with all the future and all the dreams. Gotta find my focus, gotta find my soul. Look for the brain, gotta go. No, rhyme to rhyme, but you gotta find energy, gotta find the time. Gotta know, gotta brain, gotta look inside your history. You say you don't impress, don't know why, but you gotta smoke some sass. Breath, don't know, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Now, what the Issues program really is just me picking random things and reading it and then going off in obscenities of humanity's inequities. I don't know. Fuck you, bitch. When I fuck you, bitch, I'm talking to myself. Why are you talking to me like that? I don't even want to fuck you, you piece of shit. You're not a piece of shit. Fuck that. Now, units of action. As we do in life, dramatic bullshit usually pursues an action of either success or it's been punched in its sick balls to deem a failure. If failure, what the fuck is going on? Failure's not a fucking useful action. It's a new action of life on the abandoned first objective of a new fucking punch to your ass. And then I found someone punched me in my ass. When they did that, I want to kick them off and throw them down on a fucking concrete sit and curb stomp those motherfuckers. Anyways, one theory about it is it was a beat. There was originally a word called bit, with Sid with an Russian accent. He'd beat, not bit, beat and beat. I want to bit my balls right here. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. So let's just take a scene from Death of the Motherfucking Salesman. You know, where Willie, that motherfucking Loman, you know, that little fucking Willie Loman, he tries several ways to get a spot in town from Howard by appealing to him. He even drops down on his hands and knees and licks Howard's asshole. But he doesn't do anything. So strategic action is abandoned as it fails, and Willie grows more and more desperate as his head explodes and his balls explode and everything just explodes. I kind of lose it at balls. His tomatoes explode when he's trying to cook a pasta sauce, and it's really disgusting. So let's get a little script action going on. Now, with a partner, I want each one of you to grab a partner. We're going to take a scene, a logical portion of a scene, no more than 5 minutes long. Take it from a play you've both read in its entirety. Now, it's just something you know. Take a fucking scene so you understand how the scene's meant to function, you motherfuckers. Don't make me come to your fucking house and make you understand the fucking scene. Get that shit going. That's what I need. Now analyze the scene by breaking it into units of action. You get what I'm saying? Like every time someone moves their dick an inch left to the right, left to the right, left to the right, left to the right. Sorry, I'm in the causality loop. Left to the right, left to the right, left to the right. Watch your ass. Now read the scene out loud together in front of the class. Now sit there in your chairs and watch yourself. And watch out for the fucking demons. I'm coming to your fucking house, motherfuckers. I think this should be broadcast in 4K. I wish I had that technology right now. I would if I could. Come to our house, analysis. Forget about 4K. We need 8K. So this is what the issues, I always talk about it, but this is basically what the Issues program is about. It's just me babbling obscenities, you know, trapped inside a soul, feeling tired, burned out of control. My balls want to fly, but my theories lie in the face of anything. Entertaining thundering winds, slowly, carelessly, shuffling, drooling. And when I look down, all I see is space. It's just good, silly ridiculosity and good randomness. If you want to do your own fucking Issues program, I highly recommend it. It's a healthy kind of feeling to just kind of not worry about what you're saying and just look at things and fucking talk about the stupidity of the fucking actions of fucking everything that isn't inside your mind right now. And even inside your mind, those stuffs are insane. Now, before I annoy everybody, I'm going to escape. Exit stage right. Thank you guys for being my therapist for the day. You will all find me inboxing you or if you send me all your account numbers, I promise I'm not going to finish that statement. Step away from the pixie stick slowly. Hey, just because I've been sniffing pixie sticks, that's not. Hey, JW, see the fuck. You can't get my fucking pixie sticks, JW. You cannot fucking do that. Fine, you can have it. But I got my fucking Pez. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel good now. I'm fucking on fire, motherfucker. I'm on fire. Oh, good night, everybody. See, now that I started it, I don't want to end. I just want to go like start reading some grab and rip headlines and start talking shit about them. That's ultimately what I used to do with the Issues program. Someone just texted me and said, why don't you fucking do this more often? Basically what I used to do was come out here with no plan and print out like, news sources and just like read what the fuck's happening. Like, today in Florida, some fucking person fucking shot a cow when they thought, like, I don't know, I'm just making it up, like, and just kind of read the fucking story and like talk shit about it, and more talk entertainment news than serious shit, but kind of just do random rip and grip kind of news bullshit. So if anybody wants to see more of that, definitely email me, message me on Discord, let me know, and I'll definitely do another one of those kind of shows at some point, or this sort of random ridiculosity. It's more so it's like this is what I'm like when I'm alone and I just kind of talk. I don't even know if people want to fucking listen to this fucking bullshit. It's like, just shut up and talk about a TV show. I will shut up and talk about a fucking TV show. I'll talk about how I remote control. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. Keep issues programming. Do a random issues program now, asshole. Stop being a little bitch and do a fucking random issues program podcast. Just do it. I want to see it. Like, part of me has been entertaining the idea of doing like a brief one a couple mornings a week, like getting up in the morning and coming on for like legitimately coming on for like a half an hour, like making it like the event only goes so long so it shuts off on me if I go longer than that or something, and doing like a daily morning sort of rip and grip bullshit sort of thing. So maybe I'll start doing that more often. Definitely let me know. And for the last time, because I'm one of those dudes, I guess I leave the party and I say goodbye 77,842 times. Like, okay, if you're going to go, just fucking go. Like, enough of this fucking leaving foreplay. You don't want to go. We see it in your face. You want to stay here. I know I do want to stay here, but I'm having visions of dog peeing, cleaning up urine, sniffing in my heads, and all that sort of stuff. And eventually the Pez wears off. I can only do so many lines of Jean-Luc Picpez. So I will be back soon, everybody. Talk to you guys on Sunday. Fuck you.